Daniel Fast is almost over. Those of you that have been participating, stay strong. You just got a few days left. Those of you that have no idea what I'm talking about, check out the other videos I've made. It's actually a warm day today. Well, warm for January. I think it's already above freezing. Glad we're gonna lose a little bit of snow today. Our road's been complete ice, and the chicken water has been complete ice. Let's see what it looks like this morning. Beautiful. Getting a lot more eggs lately. Haven't been able to eat them because of the Daniel Fast, but still very excited to eat them on Sunday. It's amazing how 35 degrees can feel so warm in January and yet feel so cold in October. But I suppose when you compare it to a few days ago, it would feel warm. Anyway, let's get to work. Hopefully the rain lets off here. Got a video to make, but in the meantime, it's gonna be a busy day anyway. There's plenty to do. Quick meeting at the YMCA. Still raining. Always love coming here. Cold rain is the worst though. I think I'd rather have snow. Great meeting at the Y with Jack and Pastor Craig. Now I'm gonna drive around town a little bit and talk about our next Kittanning problem. And that one is blight. The dictionary definition of blight is actually something that damages or spoils something. And for us, the blight in our community, for me, is housing. And it doesn't affect our entire city. What's so interesting is that there are some streets in our city where blight isn't a problem at all. This is North Mckean Street. I consider it to actually be maybe the best street in our entire city. Every house is unique. Every house seems to be well taken care of, well maintained. And what's really shocking to me is that just 2 blocks away, this is Hawthorne Street. Have one house with not a speck of paint on it, another one down here, similar case, and then over here, maybe one of the worst houses in all of Kittanning. Burned out, in desperate need of repair or to be torn down, been condemned for several years. And it's not unique to Hawthorne Avenue. This is a problem throughout our city. But houses like this one, I don't know the story of this house, but we need to find a way to get the siding replaced on that thing. This garage has stuff falling off of it, not a bit of paint on the top. These are problems that are prevalent in our community, and I don't know, I just think that we have to try to do something about it. And so how do you have 2 places in such close proximity in a little city be so drastically different? I think the answer lies in momentum. Alright, so since it's never going to stop raining evidently, I figure let's just talk in here. I got a few different ideas to share with you. And just like the last video we did on the opioid epidemic, I'm looking for your feedback. So if you spark some different ideas in you, or if you've had a different idea of how we can solve blight in the community, please, please, please put it in the comments. It's like I was saying earlier, momentum is the key. I think what happens on North Mckean Street is all of the houses are nice, and so when one of the houses becomes vacant or becomes empty, number one, it sells a lot faster. Number two, people are more willing to invest in a not so nice house on North Mckean Street because all of the houses around it are nicer. And so when you invest there, you're bringing it up to the level of everyone else, and it creates positive momentum. It becomes much easier to make positive things happen. The opposite thing is happening on Hawthorne Street. If you lived on that end of town with several houses that are either vacant or condemned around you, those are not good situations. And so if my house was there, I would be leery of investing because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if the house that's vacant next to me is going to be burned out and if it's going to ruin the new siding that I put on. And I don't want to go in there until that house is fixed up, so I don't want to fix mine. And so it becomes this cycle. And so you either have this positive momentum or this negative momentum. What we've tried to do for the past several years of Summer of Serve was kind of take the negative momentum that's happening and kind of stand in the gap. So as it comes, we're just going to stand and stop it right there. And I feel like we've done a good job of that. I feel like now the negative momentum has stopped in our city, that we've gotten it to a point where it's now level. And now we're ready in 2019 to make a big push towards the positive momentum. If we can take some of these bad houses, some of these vacant houses, and now begin to fix up the outside facades of them, I think that we'll see the positive momentum begin, and we'll see investment start to flow into those streets that so badly need it. So let's get right into a few of my ideas on how we can make that happen. So first off, I know a lot of people, I get a lot of different complaints about Section 8 housing, all those kinds of things. I understand that a lot of our issues do come through absentee landlords or slumlords or whatever you want to call them. But I don't think that we primarily have a Section 8 problem, and I don't even know that we have a tenant problem. I think we have a landlord accountability problem. So the first thing that I would like to see from the city's standpoint, right now we have a $50 inspection fee that is supposed to be for every landlord, but it's not enforced. I don't know anyone that's actually going through inspections, and we don't even have a codes officer right now. So it's kind of a mess. What I think needs to happen, because the city is having trouble paying a codes officer full time, I think they should actually raise that and have it to be a $250 annual fee to have a rental property for each unit in the city of Kittanning. And so if you had 100 units or 200 units, then that's between $25,000 and $50,000. That's more than enough to go from part-time to a full-time codes inspector, and you can get someone really good, someone really qualified, and we can begin to solve this issue. I think that should come with an annual inspection for every single apartment. And I think those inspections should look for things, especially exterior things like loose boards that are unsafe for the tenants and unsafe for other people. It should look for peeling paint, which comes off and actually is litter into our town and stuff that's leaching into our ground. That all needs to stop. It should also look for things like debris in the yard, all those kinds of things. And they should actually hold the landlord accountable for the tenant's debris in the yard. It's the landlord's property, and they need to be the one enforcing those rules and taking care of their houses. Now that kind of a plan would receive some backlash, I can guarantee it, especially during the enforcement process, but there will be some short-term pain, but the long-term gain I think would be immeasurable. I think in the long run that would solve so many of the blight issues that we have if we would just hold our landlords accountable and had proper codes enforcement throughout the city. Secondly, vacant houses. This is another area where I think that the city kind of drops the ball, and I think it comes back again to the codes enforcement problem. There are so many houses that are owned by banks, and the banks don't take care of them, and I think the banks would take care of them if they were getting a daily fine. If the pain was enough for them to go and hire local landscapers or whoever, go out and actually cut the property, reimburse them with the fine money from the banks, and get those properties actually taken care of. And for properties where those fines build up, the city should begin repossession of those houses as soon as they possibly can. The more of those houses that we can get in the city's hands, the faster that they can get either back on the market or torn down or whatever needs to happen. We need to move these properties forward faster than we have in the past. So many of the Summer of Serve properties that we've taken care of, we've now been taking care of for 4 years, and it looks like they're going to be a 5th year for many of them, and that just should not be. There's no reason that those properties should not have moved in 5 years. Thirdly, like I alluded to earlier, we want to continue Summer of Serve. Not only are we going to continue to cut yards and do those kinds of things, but this year I really want to focus on projects that are going to create more lasting change. And so I want to get into more painting projects. I want to see our church and other churches around us get into painting porches and painting facades of houses, taking places that have chipped paint, those kinds of things, and maybe even paint entire houses. Who knows? So I'm very excited to kind of roll out that in the future. I think we have such a great opportunity to solve the blight issue. And like I said in the last video too, I think the drug issue and the blight issue can actually go hand in hand. If we begin to solve one, we'll begin to solve the other. So I think we need to be pushing on all of these issues right at the same time. I have several more videos to come on the problems in Kittanning. I was totally amazed when I posted the Kittanning's drug problem video at the response there. I am getting so many comments, so many messages, and it's just like filling my heart with such great hope for what this year is going to hold. There are so many people who care. There are so many people who want to see things made better. And so if you're out there and you're feeling like you're all alone in Kittanning, like you're the only one who cares, like you're the only one who gets it, let me tell you, you are not. You are not alone. So keep connecting to this channel. Keep connecting with the other people in the comments. And let's just create some coalitions. 2019 is going to be an amazing year, you guys. We have problems. It's true. I get it. I understand. But those problems are not insurmountable. With God's help, you and I are going to make a big, big impact in this city. For today, you guys, God bless you. So appreciate you watching. I'm going to try to be going daily now. I'm going to try to make more and more videos because it just holds me accountable, and I feel like I get more done when I do that. So thank you for holding me accountable. I love you guys, and as always, see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Now it stops raining, of course.